Welcome back once again for another Bosch and Roll video. Today I'm playing Modern, and I have a hot one from Jacob Nagro. He's a Magic Pro, plays for Haruya. He's also a Twitch streamer. Check out his stuff. But he tweeted this list, and I see a list like this where you tell me Urza is playable in Modern. I'm going to stream it. So here we are. What this deck is doing is cheating with Astral Cornucopia. So Astral Cornucopia, it costs XXX, enters the battlefield with X charge counters, and you tap it to add X mana of any one color to your mana pool, where X is the number of charge counters on it. So normally you'd have to spend 3 mana to get your first 1 mana back out of this thing, and it takes a long time to get started, but we're not actually going to be casting it for mana most of the time. We're going to cast it for 0, and then use Core Tapper or Surge Node to cheat counters onto it. So Surge Node enters the battlefield with 6 charge counters. You can pay 1 to move a charge counter onto another artifact. Core Tapper, you just tap it to put a charge counter on target artifact, or sack it to put 2. So Core Tapper, if you untap with the Core Tapper, play Cornucopia, tap it, sack it, now you have a repeatable Black Lotus just right off the bat. And then once you ramp up with that mana, there's a bunch of stuff you can do with it. So Paradox Engine is the combo. So whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. This is a non-land permanent I control. With a Surge Node, if we get like 3 counters on Cornucopia, we can tap it to charge it with Surge Node. With Paradox Engine, we play a 0-cost card, untap all that stuff. Next time it taps for 4, then 5, etc. You get Urza into play. You can start spinning Urza. Each time Urza spins and hits a spell, you get to untap all your stuff. Urza taps all your 0 mana artifacts and Surge Nodes for blue, so you're making mana. Then you actually win the game with, you can make a bunch of 1/1s with Saheeli, or you can get Karn the Great Creator and wish for Walking Ballista with your infinite mana, or near infinite mana. Plenty of mana. I don't know if you can actually make infinite. I lied. There is one way. Karn can wish for Ancestral Statue, which is my favorite piece of tech in this deck. When it enters the battlefield, return a non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. It can choose itself, so you play Ancestral Statue for 4 mana. Your Cornucopias at this point and Urza's tap for 5 or more. Paradox Engine untaps them all. You bounce it. You make infinite mana. And then it's just a matter of flipping your deck till you hit a second Karn and wishing for the Ballista. So this is a combo deck with Saheeli and Urza playing the fair role as just ways to win on the board, and then Karn can arrive and just end the game on the spot. I'm pretty excited about this. I haven't played with Karn in Modern since they banned Mycosynth Lattice, so having this toolbox that doesn't involve winning the game on the spot, except that the way Jacob built this deck, you do sometimes still win on the spot with Karn. You just work a little harder than Lattice. But I'm excited about this deck. I love Urza. I love artifacts, combo decks, so this is right up my alley. Let's go give it a shot. All right, so we're on the play against an Obosh deck. I think the primary Obosh deck in Modern is Ponza, which is a land destruction deck. So this hand doesn't come out particularly strong, and it's pretty susceptible to mana disruption. So I'm going to mulligan it. This one is even worse. Oh god. All right. Seagate Restorations are lands. This one's actually pretty good. So I'm going to keep this. So I have the Surge Node and the Cornucopia. I can get started charging my Cornucopia on turn 2. I'm going to bottom Everflowing Chalice. All right, does that make any sense? So let's sequence this out. So I go Surge Node on turn 1, and then turn 2, I can play the Cornucopia, charge it, play a land, and play the Chalice. So maybe I bought him one of these Seagate restorations and Saheeli. But if I ship Saheeli, I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go. I don't know, maybe that's okay. Maybe I need to keep one of the restorations. All right, Saheeli is the worst card here. I think I might have to get rid of the Chalice, even though I kind of want it, just to make this hand functional. Yeah, this is actually tough. Like, I kind of want to cast one of these Seagate restorations, but that's not going to happen for a long time. All right, I am actually going to ship the restoration, just because we're probably playing against a Stone Rain deck. And having artifact sources of mana is pretty exciting. All right, let's see what they've got for me. Soulscar Mage. Okay, maybe this is prowess and not Ponza. All right, so I'm gonna have to take some damages here, which is not what I want to be doing against Ponza, but here we are. Cornucopia for 0. The Blast Zone is pretty good against this deck, so I'll take that. So charge this up. I could have done this in either order, like play the Chalice or the Cornucopia first. It doesn't really matter. All right, kicked one time. All right, so we have the turn 3 Urza coming. Let's see if it's good enough. This Blast Zone is going to have to save me. Though I think it's going to do a good job of that. All right, so land, probably a good draw. I'm going to start by charging my Cornucopia. And then blue, summon this Urza. That makes a 4/4 creature. So I don't think I block with Urza if they attack, because I would hate to lose Urza to a Lightning Bolt. They could double bolt Urza, I guess, right now out of hand. And we'll see how this plays out. I am miles ahead if I untap with the Urza. All right, so they're whittling down the construct. Yeah, I'm pretty content to chump with my construct here. Save some damage. I'm gonna clear these next turn with the Blast Zone, as long as my life total holds up. And it might not. I am at 5 here. But I did play around the bolt. I would have lost Urza if I blocked, which is, I think, a bigger loss. All right, so charge up the Cornucopia. Blast Zone costs 3 to activate. I think I can attack. Like, I'm gonna kill these things anyway. Yep. Pass the turn and hope they can't burn me out is the plan. Though, they probably can. All right, another 1-drop. I'm gonna let them attack, and in response to this trigger, I'm gonna blast my zone. So now that card's exiled and they can't get it. That also killed my Surge Node, which I'm not super stoked about, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to play second Urza here. I'm going to attack with the first one. Then I'll play the second. Keep the untapped one. And then I get to kick this thing one time and try not to get burned out. Like, I'm not losing on the board at this point, but they have not played a land in several turns, which makes me believe that their hand is full of spells. So, 1, 2, 3. I guess I should just tap the Cornucopia. Let's cast some spells with Urza. All right, Core Tapper's in. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can spin Urza again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's up, Karn? I don't think Karn helps me right now, but it does win the game next turn. And I don't think I need to, I guess I could wish for Tormod's Crypt to make an extra damage. But does that matter? I don't think so. I'm just gonna plus. And I think I attack with Construct, but not Urza. Or is it Urza, but not Construct? I'm actually just not going to attack here, because I think I can win the game next turn if I don't die, and I don't want to just lose to a flurry of haste creatures. Though, I'm probably just getting burned out anyway. Bummer. I guess I could have wished for Grafdigger's Cage to play around Lava Dart. Maybe I'm actually supposed to do that. All right. Yep, just a little behind on that one. So I don't think I sideboard at all. Dismember. I guess Dismember would save damage if I don't have Blast Zone. Echoing Truth, not the best. I only saw red mana out of them. I don't know if they're gonna have I guess the Stony Silence costs an even number, so it makes Obosh unlikely. But they can just put Obosh into their main deck and not be an Obosh deck anymore post board if they want to. I suspect I'm supposed to have Dismembers in this deck though. But I'm not sure what to cut because the whole deck is such a tight package. Oh, I have 4 Engineered Explosives in the main deck. I'm off it. Forget about Dismember. I'm just going to run the same deck again. Alright, they are still an Obosh deck. This hand is pretty good on defense, but it's not comboing. There's no Cornucopia. There's not even a, there's nothing to use this Surge Node. So I'm going to mulligan. I'm going to keep this one and send, I think, Karn to the bottom. So Obosh means they also don't have Smash to Smithereens. which is pretty nice. Don't have to worry about that one. So I can Stirrings looking for Cornucopia and then start to get that going. And I have the turn 3 Urza again. Oh, I can even save 1 damage. I was going to have to take 1 to do that, but now I don't. All right, so that's pretty small, but there is a Cornucopia there. All right, turn 3 Urza online. And they have to have some sort of artifact destruction in their deck, but it's none of the traditional shatter effects. All right, haste idiots coming in. This would be a good turn to draw engineered explosives. All right, that's not engineered explosives, but that's okay. All right, here's Urza. Hopefully this slows down the beats a little bit. Unfortunately, my construct is 3/3, which is the exact right amount to die to lightning bolt. The 4/4 holds the board so much better than a 3/3. Here they come. Yeah, these prowess decks are really good in Modern, obviously. Like if you play Modern at all, you'll know that. But it's cool that this one chose Obosh instead of Luris. All right, if they had Lightning Bolt, they would have attacked with their Bowmat Couriers. So I am going to block. They could pick it off with like a Lava Dart or Firebolt, but I want to protect my life total a bit here. I think that's fine. That's like 5 less damage that I took. So we'll see if I can pay it off somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yuck. I can play one of these tapped. I would not like to pay 3 life. No, no, no. We're doing a hard mode Surge Node. X is 1. Or hard mode Cornucopia. X is 1. And then I can node onto one of these and casting Seagate Restoration is not even exciting. Like I don't even know what I'm playing for here. Mostly just a sweet top deck, I think. All right, casting in a pre-combat Bowmat Courier, hoping to get this game done with their fresh grip rather than get an extra card off it post-combat. Looks like that gamble didn't pay off. Let's see if they get their Obosh here. There it is. So I am not sure if diversifying my cornucopias or having one big one is better. Like I don't know if that matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can draw 1. I guess. What else am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. Let's cast this thing. Draw 1 card. Wait, draw cards equal number. Oh, +1. I get to draw 2. That's so good. It's busted. Alright, so if they cast Obosh, I'm taking 6. Alright, yep. Wow, this mana base. Alright, so I need a wild top deck here to be in this. It looks like I'm just getting run over, though. That is not what we were looking for. Alright. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't believe so. Yep, we just got run over. 1 turn short in game 1, and game 2 was not particularly close. The mulligan decisions are pretty important in this deck, and I wonder if I should have kept that hand with just like Blast Zone and double engineered explosives and let the top decks pay off later versus trying to play for a good opening hand. Like some decks you always want a good opening hand, like even if you have to go to 5, and some decks are good at playing from the top. I suspect this is a deck though that wants a cornucopia and a way to charge it in the opener. So I am going to continue to prioritize that. No cornucopia. There is Surge Node Core Tapper. Like this hand does still ramp. Core Tapper can charge Chalice. I am going to keep this, contrary to what I just said about wanting to look mulligan for cornucopia hands. Like I think this one ramps up into Karn in a way that is effective. We'll see how this goes, especially on the play. I think it's all right. On Seagate Oracle, or Seagate tapped. Like if I top deck Cornucopia, I can still charge it. So I don't know about taking 3 to get Surge Node into play on turn 1 for no reason. And I think getting Core Tapper in first is more important. I guess I could have played Chalice on 0, and if they try to kill my Core Tapper, I could charge it twice. Yeah, that makes some sense. Thalia is kind of a beating for this deck, so I'm not excited to be playing against what appears to be Death and Taxes. Oh, maybe it's just humans, straight up humans. That's also a Thalia deck though, so I'm not excited. Oh, Blast Zone is good in these sort of matchups. All right, so I can play Everflowing Chalice for 1, and then charge it, and then I can play the other Core Tapper and Surge Node. Maybe I'm supposed to explode harder than that. So if I sacked the Core Tapper and had Chalice on 4 instead, then I could have played Karn and wished for something. Like that turns off the vial, at least. Cracking Horizon Canopy on turn 3 instead of putting anything into play, though, is a pretty desperate line. All right, let's see how this goes from here. And I'm definitely playing Karn this turn unless I draw Urza or some better payoff. Okay, so charge this, Thalia makes this a little weird. I can probably just get Ensnaring Bridge and buy tons of time. So node this up. If I play this other node, or I should probably be sacking Core Tappers here. So I can sack one that's 7, 8, 9 mana. Because of Thalia, I need 5 plus 4. 9 is the right number, so 7, 8, 9. Yep, that looks right to me. And then wish for Ensnaring Bridge first. So I could also get Walking Ballista. Like, they'll probably spend a turn messing up or attacking my Karn. And then I have the backup one, and I should be able to get my hand empty next turn also. So then they have to answer Ensnaring Bridge while also keeping Karn alive, or keeping Karn under control. Double Noble Hierarch does a good job pressuring Karn though, even under Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, they didn't notice that Thalia could attack. Whoops. Karn should be dead right now. We're living on borrowed time. Alright, so I can just get Walking Ballista, I think, and shut this all down. So charge this. Or I could just get my hand empty and Blast Zone. So if I want to node this, because I'm about to lose my Surge Node if I Blast Zone. So charge these up. Blast. Surge Node. Charge this up. And I think I'm just gonna plus. All right, yeah, they're done. That was sweet. Beat the Thalia. I was worried about her. All right, so I want Dismembers in the deck for sure. Might want Echoing Truth. I guess it depends on. Yeah, I guess I have to diversify my answers. Like, if they have like Freebooter into Meddling Mage, I can see this whole thing collapsing. And as many answers as possible to Collector Oof. That's probably a card that they have. Engineered Explosives, always one of the best cards against humans. I want my payoffs. Like, Saheeli can buy a lot of time. She's also kind of awkward to get started. And I do have to cut something here. Maybe I'll cut an engine. Because, like, trying to combo off against the Thalia Freebooter Meddling Mage deck versus just trying to beat them on board and slowly get ahead. I think Paradox Engine is cuttable. And I still have access to it because of Karn. It's not like it's gone. Gotta cut one more card here. Like, Everflowing Chalice is a really bad cornucopia, but as we saw that game, it does a pretty reasonable impression in a pinch. So I guess, like I don't think I can cut Urza or Karn. Maybe I cut the other another Paradox Engine. I don't know, that might be an unforgivable sin, but like against this deck, I want all my removal. Engineered Explosives and Everflowing Chalice are the cards I'm looking at cutting if I wasn't going to cut Paradox Engine. Yeah, but I think getting my mana under me and then letting the deck perform are going to be more important than going off with the full combo. So this hand has Dismember and Blast Zone, but not much else. 2 Cornucopias, all dressed up, nowhere to go. I think this is a mulligan. All right, I'm much happier with this hand. I'm going to keep it and then decide what I'm sending to the bottom. I could send the Chalice and try to Stirrings into a Cornucopia for the payoff, or I could bottom a Core Tapper and at least guarantee that I have some engine online. I'm going to ship the Chalice. Yeah, by shipping Chalice, that's a play to win play. All right, Chalice, ship Chalice, find Chalice, deal. All right, so I have a turn 3 Urza lined up here. We'll see if that's too late. All right, Thalia is a good reason that maybe I should have played Chalice for 0 last turn. Because now I can't even like sneak Core Tapper in on top of it. Like if I had played Chalice for 0 last turn before the Thalia came in, and they like Reflector Mage or something here, I would at least be able to charge my Chalice in response. And then I can play the other Core Tapper because Reflector Mage would fizzle. Alright, they're coming out strong here. Core Tapper is a nice chump blocker though, like block, tap, sack, have a bunch of mana for the next turn. I like that. Multi-kicker is going to be 0. Core Tapper. Yeah, so I'm going to do the block, tap, sack thing. I guess it depends. Like, it might be worth more. Maybe I should do some math. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can have... Oh, Magus of the Moon. That's pretty good. All right, that doesn't stop me from casting Karn with... and getting Ensnaring Bridge. Magus of the Moon in your Humans deck is pretty bold. But you gotta live your best life. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna block here. That's the biggest one. Then charge this, take the 6. And because they lieutenanted, the Noble Hierarchs aren't a guarantee anymore. And because of Blood Moon, that just comes into play. Untapped for free. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I do need to sack also. Is there a better thing to get than Ensnaring Bridge? Am I dead anyway? No, I'm going to take 3 under the Ensnaring Bridge, and then I can hopefully get my hand empty next turn. Oops, left an extra mana floating. Alright, so they'll probably attack Karn to death here, unless they can just, if they have like some removal spell. Alright, another Noble Hierarch is really good. That lets them keep attacking, even if I do get all the way hellbent. Alright, they are killing Karn. I would expect nothing less. Magus the Moon is so interesting. Copying Bugler, huh. I would have copied Hierarch myself, but I guess if they're digging for an out to bridge, that might be better. Alright, Karn, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still only 5 mana to work with. If I get Wormcoil Engine this turn, then I'm set up for next turn at least. There's no blue mana in the sideboard. I could get Ballista and kill Magus and play Urza. I think that's worse than Wormcoil, though. So if they want a good attack, they have to attack with one creature because of Exalted, and I can do the block sack thing, which protects Karn. They could also just attack with all of their 1 and 2 power creatures, which would at least put some damage on Karn, but still doesn't kill him. Yeah, I'm gonna do the block sack. Yeah, this is getting fun. This game is tight, and I'm into it. I just need these buglers to keep bricking. Like, because I showed them the Wormcoil engine, they at least know that Reflector Mage isn't out. Alright, so their hand is empty. They're in top deck mode, so I'm dead to anything that removes Ensnaring Bridge instantly. Though I can wish for Sculpting Steel and make another one. They do have Thalia. Alright, time to math this out. Can I work the Surge Node into play? Surge, it costs me 3 mana, effectively 2, so I'd have, so it cost me 3, then I have 9, 10 mana left. 10 mana casts exactly Wormcoil Engine and Sculpting Steel. Oh, Sculpting Steel. Copy Ensnaring Bridge. And here's Wormcoil Engine. And now we play. I think it'll be pretty hard to lose from here. Alright, yeah, they scooped it up. Nice. Karn, the Grey Creator. Everflowing Chalice doing the heavy lifting there. That was a sweet match. Right, we're on the play here in round 3. This is the most interesting hand yet because it looks like a bunch of functional magic cards, but it's all top end. If I had like Chalice or Surge Node, I think I would keep this with the stirrings. But this hand doesn't do a whole lot. Maybe I should keep this for science and just see if this sort of hand is keepable. I am going to keep it. So I have a choice here. I can stirrings and just try to keep things going, or I can hold my stirrings. Because if I like stirrings for a cornucopia and then draw a chalice, I'll feel bad. If I stirrings for surge nodes, then draw a surge node, I'll feel bad about that too. So I'm gonna take a draw step or two, see if I can find half the combo, and then stirrings for the other half. All right, turned out it didn't really matter in this case. I'm gonna take the Spire because all of this is redundant, but I do still want some land drops. And next turn I can hardcast a cornucopia, so we are still functioning here. Misty Rainforest into Hallowed Fountain makes me nervous though. Like these control decks, we are not exactly blazing out of the gates here. Though it is cool that we get to bait with this cornucopia and see, because like this hand, if this hand has one thing, it's top end bangers. So I can just bang them out and see what happens. So I guess the question then is, do I lead on Urza or Karn next turn? And the answer is probably Urza, because I can't really do anything with Karn right away. Like, like I could wish for liquid metal coating and try to set up the next turn. Maybe that's not the worst. Yeah, if I could set up, like now that I've accelerated my mana a little bit, that might change things. Oh, they're spirits, okay. I think I'm more interested in playing against spirits than I am against like blue-white control, so not mad about that. All right, now that I have redundant Urza, I mean, Spell Queller is like gonna get me no matter what. I guess I could just play Paradox Engine. They can't Queller that. And it sets up a little mana engine. I already have a cornucopia, so my spells cost one less effectively. Oh, flashing in Skyclave Apparition. Okay. That is a thing you can do with Rattle Chains. Not bad. That's actually horrifying. I haven't seen that interaction yet. And I'll get a sweet 0/0 spirit token or illusion token if I remove this apparition. All right, so I can play the I think I just have to jam Urza into the obvious Queller here. I could charge Blast Zone up to 3 also, but I'm gonna play into the Queller, because, I mean, my hand doesn't play around it very well. And I think I would rather get something under the Queller and then get that thing back with explosives next turn than to play the explosives for 3 and let them get that and try to play through it on the following turn. And if they have a second Queller, I don't think I can win this game. Alright, Wanderer doesn't matter a whole lot. Instant or sorcery, yeah. Alright, thought so. Alright, so I'm dead to a Queller regardless, so... Oh, I might be dead to everything regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 6. This is not a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So... Yeah, this mana base is pretty painful. I have to go to 4 just to cast the... Alright, well, I'm dead to everything. Like, if they counter this, I'm dead. If this resolves and they can play any spirit, I'm dead. If there are 4 cards in hand, are a counterspell or a spirit. Also, when a spirit enters the battlefield, this puts a spirit into the battlefield. So I'm actually just dead, like no matter what here. Is there any reason to bust now? I don't think so. Yeah, dead to just literally anything. Including that. Alright. Okay, spirits, huh? This is like humans, but way scarier. So I want the removal again. I think Saheeli is worse here than she was in the other. Because like all their threats have flying versus humans where Saheeli buys you a lot of time. Spells you control can't be countered. They don't really do any countering of spells in spirits. They exile your spells, so Veil doesn't really help. And Skyclave Apparition is a white card, so Veil doesn't help with that either. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna present the same deck with some extra removal spells here. And since we know what we're playing against now, we can mulligan. Like, I kept kind of a chunker for science. This one's good. I have half the combo and I can dig for the other half. Just looking for a Surge Node or a Core Tapper to get this party started. These fast lands feel so good. Just tropical island. Let's go. All right, there's a Surge Node. I'm in. All right, so I can node up my Cornucopia next turn. If I draw Core Tapper, I can kind of explode. All right, I already cast the only instant or sorcery in my deck. Oh, node. Cornucopia. And I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna activate that yet. Supreme Phantom. All right. I can do this now because they've used their mana. Not sure what I was playing towards. That I wouldn't just do that anyway. So I can play Karn this turn. What does that do? It puts Karn into play. I can get the Ensnaring Bridge and then they have to pressure Karn. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna not cast my spell. So I think Ensnaring Bridge is the obvious choice. Their creatures are too big for Walking Ballista already. And I'm just gonna hold back on this Everflowing Chalice. I want them to not know how empty I can get my hand. Oh, interesting. They missed their land drop. What does that mean? So that could mean Rattle Chains. It could mean Supreme Will. Is that what that card is called? No, that's not the card I'm thinking of. Unified Will. All right, Rattle Chains. That doesn't matter. Okay, so I can play Ensnaring Bridge this turn with 2 cards left in my hand. Oh, that's funny. The Chalice taps for 0 if you just tap it. All right, so that should stymie some of the beats. I haven't played my land drop, but I think casting Seagate Restoration is going to be a better play than saving 2 damage here. I'm at 17. And if they play a Spirit, they can't attack with their Wanderer. Oh, they didn't attack with Wanderer anyway. All right, so charge my Cornucopia. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think they play Mana Leak. And this is way out of Queller range. Is keeping the land in my hand makes me weaker to soft permission, but it draws an extra card with Restoration. Selfless Spirit. Okay, that. Oh, they literally have soft permission in play. Whoops. All right, I deserve that. Can't pay 3. That feels a little silly, but also like drawing the extra card matters. Yeah, I just missed the Mausoleum Wanderer plus Flash Spirits line. All right, so I think Surge Node should start charging Everflowing Chalice here. Because if they have Skyclave Apparition, I don't want to lose everything. So I'm going to get Karn. It's probably going to get quelled. That's fine. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't have played my land. Oh, hey. That's another reason I shouldn't have played my land. I could have drawn 2 cards, so some missequencing there. The Paradox Engine is a hot rip right now. If I don't die this turn. Shit. Well, that's a nightmare. It could be worse, but that does suck a lot. I lose 3 important permanents. I still have the Ensnaring Bridge, though. One, two, three, 4. All right. Nobody's attacking. I have Urza. Glasspool Mimic. It's interesting they wanted a land more than they wanted that creature there. Oh, I guess I should float my mana. That's how this combo works. All right, Engine plus Urza online. All right, that's a land. Let's go again. Maybe find a spell? All right, Cornucopia. All right, so now we're chugging. The battle cruiser's operational. And I'm gonna charge up Cornucopia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we find another spell? Nope. All right. Is this a, oh, it's a phantasm or phantom. Okay, so I need to fade Skyclave Apparition on Ensnaring Bridge. Oh shit, that's really bad. I'm probably just dead here. Yep, Skyclave Apparition. All right, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, yep. All right, so I had to go off that turn and I missed. All right, yeah, that was close. If that Urza hits a spell, yeah, close games there. That deck is probably one of the tougher matchups. The Surge Node deck is a lot like KCI, and Spirits was not a matchup you wanted to play against back in the KCI era. So came down to a tight one. Like I had to miss. So there's 18 lands in this deck, and I had what, like 5 or 6 in play already. So I had to dodge a 13-ish hit and hit any of these other things instead, and I missed. And they had to hit Skyclave Apparition off their top 6, and they did. Which, I mean, that's magic. I'm not complaining. Just, I think we play out that same game again, I win it a lot of the time. All right, I'm gonna keep this hand. It has the combo. And we're on the play. It's always a good place to be. And I'll get my node into play. Maybe I should have run out Cornucopia in case they're a discard deck. All right, doesn't look like they're a discard deck. That's lucky. Flagstones of Trocare usually means that they are a land destruction deck of some variety, and what I'm doing is pretty good against land destruction. I'm holding the Everflowing Chalice for now. Because I think it might be worth more as a card in hand for Seagate Restoration. So 5, 6, 7. I can Seagate Restoration right now. I don't like this island. I hate casting spells into islands, but I have a turn 3 Seagate Restoration. I'm going to cast it. Because I can follow up with another one next turn. Tilt. Time Walk. I mean, let's play that same turn again. Yep, that looks familiar. Eventually one of these is going to resolve. It's just how much damage is done along the way. A Skyclave Apparition or something. Like, something removing the Cornucopia at this point would be just awful. Right, so if I play Urza, that gives me enough mana. Like Remand's not good enough against Urza, but they're up to Cryptic Command at this point. Okay, that's actually fine. That means I'm going to get my Urza to resolve here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can spin Urza here. Kicker is 0. Explosives for 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think just trying to jam spells, yeah, bummer, hit a land, when the coast is clear against a deck like this makes a lot of sense. They've also seen this a number of times. They don't know about this one, so maybe they'll tap low or something. My Cornucopia. All right, so they traded to Fairy for Cornucopia, which is pretty delightful to me. Like, I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna attack to Fairy with both of these. All right, he's dead. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can Seagate Restoration here. Or I could get Saheeli into play. Maybe I can do both. All right, so blue, blue, colorless. Here's Saheeli. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of artifact or creature you control until end of turn. All right, that doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna pass with this up. So I suspect they're gonna pressure Saheeli. Yep. All right, she's out of here. Good work, Saheeli. You did nothing and died. Yeah, I'm now that I've stuck in Urza, I feel like I'm ahead because they have to answer my board, and I'm also just sitting on this Seagate restoration to reload. It's another Teferi. A Supreme Verdict. That's pretty good too. Alright, see you later. I charge my thing. Karn's a good card. I think I'm going to leave this Surge Node on 1. Sideboard, what's good in this matchup? They've already shown me Snapcaster Mage. They've also shown me Lightning Bolt, though, which is pretty scary. Maybe I just want Liquid Metal Coating. Though, them having Lightning Bolt in their deck, I don't love. My brain for 1 second was like, I'll just get Veil of Summer. But that's not a thing I can do. I could get Statue. And Cage is kind of like Tormod's Crypt, except better. Oh, maybe I just plus. I'm going to get the coating. Because liquid metal coating is the best one if things go well. Like if I can start stone raining this control deck, I'm going to win pretty quick. Whack. So they basically have to tuck Karn here. Yeah, he's out of here. Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, that's a fun combo. So they get to draw a card and put 2 lands into play. And Flagstones is just plain, so they could get, yeah, a Shockland or a Triome. So the top of my deck is Cornucopia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm mana short of doing what I want to do. Yeah, I feel like I have missed my window to win this game. I might as well play the coding. I'm going to draw Karn at some point. Each non-land permanent. Bummer. Alright, so I'm going to charge Cornucopia here. Oh god, what are they doing? They're just floating 7 in my end step. Is this like Expansion Explosion or Sphinx's Revelation? What's happening to me? Oh, Shark Typhoon. Just an enormous shark. Don't they know that I have Engineered Explosives on 0 in play? I guess they don't really care, because it's much worse for me if I pop that. Alright, so I've been sitting on this for the whole game. Wait. Am I still short? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. Oh, this is my nightmare. So, if I cast this Chalice now, I think I just have to do that. Alright, so this maximizes my mana for next turn, but I don't think that's going to matter much. Yeah, there were a couple decision points in this game that I could have done differently. it may have gone better for me. So they're just gonna probably get Remand on top of their deck. Oh, Cleansing Wildfire. I guess if they Wildfire me, then Karn isn't on top of my deck anymore. Apparently that wasn't the plan though. Alright, show me your moves. Huh. Interesting. I didn't expect that to just resolve. It probably doesn't matter. So I think I want to, maybe I just get Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, this plays hard into Lightning Bolt. Okay, I mean, those cards are all in play now. So I'm gonna Liquid Metal Coating to Fairy in there. Alright, now I'm not gonna do that, because it doesn't matter. Alright, so if they use Teferi to tuck Ensnaring Bridge, I can still Explosives, which sets me back 1,000,000 mana. Karn versus Burn Spells is so annoying out of control decks. You love it against aggro decks where it's just like you gain a bunch of life. Yes, I would like to do that. Yeah, that sucks. There goes all of my mana, but what are you gonna do? I am at 8 and they spewed their Teferi, so hopefully I can still find a payoff. I'm gonna play this as a land at this point. And here we are in this holding pattern, but they have Mystic Sanctuary in their deck and I don't. They get back Remand, okay. One turn to slam something. That wasn't it. Alright, so now I know Remand's in their hand. Here's my Ensnaring Bridge. Might as well play that, I guess. If they want to remand it, I'll just play it again. Counter draw instead of counter bounce their Mystic Sanctuary, so they're not ready to put the hooks in yet. Yeah, they're still dirtling. So they have a fetch land. If there's a third Mystic Sanctuary, which there probably is, then they can get the Cryptic Lock in this turn. I'm gonna recharge my Surge Node instead of letting that die. I could have played this for less than 3 and used my Surge Nodes. Alright, they're still not interested in setting up the Cryptic Lock. Alright, now they don't have to. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna have to come out a lot harder against this deck than I did. Veil of Summer is gonna be important. Saheeli is good as a permanent they have to respect. Engineered Explosives not super important in this matchup. Yeah, I think I can just shave 3 Engineered Explosives. I probably have to bring in Echoing Truth. This might be a matchup that has Stony Silence. Alright, I'll get rid of the Engineered Explosives entirely. I could bring in Grafdigger's Cage. Like, I still have Tormod's Crypt to wish for with Karn as Graveyard Hate, but they are a Snapcaster Mage deck. I think that's worse than just playing my most proactive version. The like big blue control decks back in the KCI days also were kind of tough because they're if you sneak something through, you're pretty far ahead, but getting something through is tough. So like your options are, especially on the play, like accelerate a 4-drop out on turn 3, because there's not a whole lot of 2-mana interaction that they have. Or just get up to 8 mana and cast 2 things in the same turn. This hand is pretty slow. I'm actually going to mulligan this. Like, even though it has Veil of Summer, it doesn't do anything. This one is even worse. This one has Surge Node and Saheeli, though. Now, I'll keep this one and bottom the Paradox Engine. Like, Saheeli is at least a play I can make. Yeah, so I'll just lead on Surge Node. This hand has good top decks too, like Cornucopia or Chalice. Gets the engine going. Play this untapped Core Tapper. Not a bad find. Brutal, but we knew that was possible. Let's find a land. I can get this Saheeli in. Alright, cool. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh, the Wildfire combo again. That is a pretty cool thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like a cantripping rampant growth for your control deck. That's pretty cool. This tapped land is a bummer. I guess it doesn't have to be a tapped land. I can draw a card with Waterlogged Grove and then play it untapped. Just trying to get some triggers out of Saheeli before she's gone. Alright, that Echoing Truth is a big deal. So now I have a plan. I can clear the Stony Silence. A lot more interested in Veil of Summer, though. I'd like to get some value off of that beast before it's gone. Alright, so bolting Saheeli. I could Echoing Truth my Saheeli also to save it. Like if they like snap bolt here. Didn't need another one of those. I'm actually not going to attack here because Snapcaster Mage is devastating. There it is. Alright, there's Snapcaster. They bolt Saheeli. I'll Truth her. Let's hope they try to counter Echoing Truth and I get to Veil them. Nope, not interested. Alright. Yeah, like if I attack with Core Tapper there, then Saheeli can just die to Snapcaster Mage in combat, and they don't even need the bolt to happen. I'm not interested in that. Untap land. Nice. Alright. So now I can play Saheeli with Veil backup. Hope we just get to eat a Cryptic Command here. Nice. That was pretty nasty. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna attack with Core Tapper, but not my Servo. I don't want them to get an easy kill on Saheeli with just like attack plus burn spell. I want them to have to work for it. That was a nasty Veil of Summer, though. So they can Mystic Sanctuary Cryptic back here. But Saheeli in play means that's not the biggest deal. Like they're gonna need to follow it up with something else. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so jealous of their deck. Yeah, I am really into the kind of thing that they're doing in general. Like if there was like a modern Grand Prix, I'd probably be doing something like that. All right, so they tapped out, which means I can jam Urza. And 1, 2. Artifact becomes a copy of another artifact or creature. Yeah, that's not helpful. I can tap these two to play Core Tapper, though. I do think Urza is just a way better play than Karn that turn. This Urza represents so much mana and so much additional threat. Wow, they just like aggro bounced Urza with Cryptic Command. Bolt my construct. All right, so we have some Saheeli triggers lined up here. Their top card is Cryptic. We don't know about the second one. So I think I'm going to play Karn here. Or, yeah, I'm going to play Karn just to get a Saheeli trigger. Because I think they're going to counter whatever I do this turn. All right, rejected ceremoniously. All right, I'm happy to trade off that Snapcaster, and then we get to Stirrings for another Saheeli trigger. I think getting Karn is more important, like keeping the bangers rolling. Like I could play like Chalice or Cornucopia right now. No, I got to keep the bangers going. In the face of that Stony Silence, I just don't think doing anything else is a reasonable choice. All right, so they have to have a second Cryptic, or else they wouldn't be aggro bouncing the way they've been doing that. So I need to draw a Veil of Summer. That's what I'm looking for here. To get my Urza back through. Surge Node, not what I'm interested in. So I'm going to attack first. If they want to do anything about this attack, it's going to cost them mana that they would like to use to counter my spells. So, alright, I guess I'm not getting ahead by not casting my spells, so here's Saheeli. She's the one I can convert immediately into some sort of value. Alright, again, they did not bounce their Mystic Sanctuaries with the Cryptics, despite having two of them looping. So, their hand must be good, or they just don't know how to do that. Because we've played 2 games now where it's been a reasonable line and they haven't taken it. Oh, this is a Sharknado. They left up 3 mana. Not 4, not 2, but 3. I assume they have an answer. Alright, yeah. Mystical Dispute makes sense. That's a reason to leave up 3 mana. They are down to 2 cards in hand. Alright, I'll play my land first to play around Mystical Dispute. And here's Karn. Remand, so good. Yeah, they're mostly playing with their food at this point, but it could be reasonable if their answers don't line up right in some direction. But I am on a 1-turn clock. I could even just die to a flurry of burn spells right now. Alright, Urza, it's up to you to save me. I guess I shouldn't attack because that represents mana if Urza resolves. Alright, Urza resolved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can still get and cast Ensnaring Bridge. And I get got by Mystical Dispute, but oh, actually, oh no, they have Stony Silence. I was gonna say I could get one of these Engineered Explosives and just kill the shark, but I do just have to get the bridge and hope they don't have Mystical Dispute or any way to remove it at all. All right, Tenuous Stability. This looks like a big old shark typhoon, as it could be. All right, yeah, another shark typhoon. And the backup to fairy to bounce my bridge, and we're dead. Come on, League. This has been a harsh league. I'm just trying to combo with my artifacts. Nobody's letting me do it. Yeah, like their stuff lined up well. Like Remand is a huge deal. Back in the KCI days, the big blue control decks were not playing Remand. They just had like usually a mana leak and a logic knot or two. So having Remand, just a reliable way to interact on 2 mana, is a huge deal. That Cleansing Wildfire thing was awesome too, because that just gives you main deck Tron hate, and then you also just have that cantripping Rampant Growth. Really cool. Alright, so we have a Core Tapper and a Chalice. I'm gonna keep this. Engineered Explosives can fight against... Uh-oh. We were playing against Oops All Spells. Which is not what I was hoping for. Oh, maybe it's not Oops. It's just a deck with... Oh no, it's one of the Primeval Titan decks. Never mind. Yeah, it's an Amulet style deck. Alright, definitely didn't need the third Engineered Explosives in this matchup. I will cast this for 0 and hope that we draw a payoff, because we're going to lose very quickly. Yeah, we need a payoff like right now. Alright, let's take a look. Paradox Engine, Astral Cornucopia, Surge Node. I guess I'll take Paradox Engine. Charge this. Charge this. Alright, I think, I've done my best to put myself in a position to win. The top of the deck has to be kind. Like, if we rip Urza, I think we can still make something happen here. Like, if they Primeval Titan here and just get, like, 2 Valakutes or whatever, I probably lose. Though if they're on a zombie-related plan, I'm ready for zombies. So they're in the tank. They must not have an easy line, or they're just trying to stunt on me. I don't know. They're just trying to go think of the craziest line. They are holding the Turn Timber Symbiosis because they picked it up with Rot Farm. Oh, bummer. Primal Command. Now I can't win. Put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. Not only can I not win, and they now have Primeval Titan in their hand, but I'm drawing this stone brick. Like I can't even... I'm even a mana short of Engineered Explosives for 3. Primal Command is such a good card. Against me specifically, and nobody else. Alright, so what does Primeval Titan do? If it gets 2 Valakutes, I take 12, 13, 14. So, oh, and they can fetch. Yeah, so that just gets 2 Valakutes and I lose. Show it to me. Maybe last turn I should have cleared this Dryad. Like if I spend a turn... Oh. Oh, okay. They are just doing it in a fancy way. Maybe they don't have 2 Valakutes, but I think this deck plays exactly 2 Valakutes. Yeah, so maybe last turn if I engineered explosives for 3, that's a better play. Though it's hard to know when it's happening. Alright, so I think I want these Dismembers. They're good against Dryad, even if they're bad against Primeval Titan. Probably want Echoing Truth also. Saheeli seems questionable. Oh, no. Saheeli can come back. I'm cutting these 3 engineered explosives that were rotted in my hand the whole game. Okay, here we go. We're going to be ships in the night here, so I should be mulliganing to hands that go off fast. This is not one of them. This is also not one of them. Come on, deck. It's the last match. Don't do me like this. Maybe I should keep this one. Does Karn do anything against what they're doing? And I guess Ensnaring Bridge, but that doesn't stop Valakut. I am going to keep this and send Saheeli to the bottom. I think it is Saheeli. Or maybe it's Karn. Alright, I'm sending Karn to the bottom. It is done. I hope this Dismember lines up well against their plan, because I don't have another one. I'm going to hold my Ancient Stirrings again like I talked about earlier. I don't know what I'm looking for yet. Okay, they're getting lit. That's why we hold the Stirrings. Alright, Core Tapper versus Surge Node at this point. Core Tapper can give a quick burst next turn. I'm going to get the Node. Yeah, maybe I'm just dead right now. Who knows? Explosives for 0. Shit. God, it's like they know what I'm up to. I guess I'll make them do it, at least. Like, I'm not gonna let that sit around and be free. This also saves me 1 damage on my Dismember. Or I can just get a second Surge Node into play. I think I'd rather do that. How do I cast this card? Target creature. Alright, I have to pay my Phyrexian mana first. Alright, there we go. Let's hope that's actually good. They're letting me untap with Cornucopia. I unfortunately could not punish. I guess I get Saheeli when I wouldn't have otherwise. Would have been really nice to just jam Urza there after they gave me that mana for no reason. Jeez. Here comes Primeval Titan. This deck is so good. It's weird that Amulet of Vigor has just survived and continued to exist in all of its crazy forms over the years. Like the meta changes and cards get banned, but none of it matters. Amulet lives on. Ugh. Alright, and we bricked off here at the end. None of it mattered. Alright, so that was unfortunately not the best showing for this deck. I think the deck is sweet. I could have mulliganed better in a few spots. There were a few decision points where I like what to wish for with Karn, whether to cast Karn or Urza, how to sequence things that I did not do optimally, or I made a choice that didn't pay off. It's hard to know what's a mistake versus like what just got punished, like because you can't cover everything. But I think this deck is sweet, and Jacob is putting up wins with it. He's gone 4-1 in a couple leagues, and I do think this has some KCI-like qualities, but Modern is an extremely powerful format, and doing something goofy like this, when you could just be casting turn 3 Primeval Titan for lethal, is it's a lot to ask. So I actually do like this deck. Like normally, at the end of the league, I'm like, I don't know if I'd play this again. I probably will play this again. I will goof around with it, see if I can get better playing it. Like there is a lot of powerful stuff going on here. Unfortunately, we never really went off in the leagues. But maybe next time. I will play this deck again. I'm not sure if I'm going to record it again. We'll see. See if I can do better next time. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.